listening to Operator.
From the UK and his name is Sachin. Finding music that'll move you is his favourite passion. UK, the Netherlands and beyond. He's determined to find your new favourite song. He searches high and low so you don't have to do it. So let's connect through the power of music. We really hope the show is gonna be a good fit. But enough talking, here's another damn Brit. It's another damn Brit, hey.
Good afternoon, lovely people. We are back in the Operator booth. It feels like a long time. A month is a long time away from the radio. If you don't know me yet, my name is Sachin. This is Sachin Presents, and every first Thursday of the month we play some of the most exciting new music and we introduce you to one of the most exciting bands from the Netherlands. And today is no exception. We have one of the most wonderful bands on the scene right now in the studio with us. But before we get to that, let's dive into some music because we've got a lot to talk about. This is Real Farmer. New one from them, it's called Hard Times. Kicking things off with Real Farmer. Track's called Hard Times from their new EP RF2. Get your ears around it. You were Sachin on Operator Radio on your Thursday afternoon. Thank you so much for being with us. Today is not about me, it's not about Real Farmer. Today is about a band called Mood Board. If you don't know them, they are this electrifying mix of indie rock, shoegaze, gorgeousness, and I am so excited to have all three of them in the studio with me this afternoon. They've got their brand new EP in tow. It's called Too Much, and taken from it, just to kick us off on your Thursday, this track is called Lucky.
Think of a niece in bed.
Lucky I love you. You've got it all wrong. I never even said that, baby. Please, let's just get along. And don't you dare leave me. I'm on my knees, you know I'm not that strong. And sorry, I'm an awful person. I don't deserve anyone. But you don't know what it's like. I can't get it right, so you can tell all your friends I can't make the party. It's once you're on, you know, and I'm sorry. It's not my fault that you don't think these things through. I know I'm such a dick, I swear I don't mean to. But you know you're nothing special. Lucky I love you. Lucky I love you.
The sound of Mood Board with Lucky on Operator Radio, and I am very excited to say that the three of them are in the studio with me. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome. Do you want to introduce yourselves to the listening public? Oh,
Hello, I am Mirta, the lead singer and bassist of Moodboard.
I am Dan. I am the guitarist and backing vocalist of Moodboard.
Iconic.
And there's one left. I'm Timo, and I play drums and do backing vocals.
genuinely was iconic all-round team. Welcome to the show. Thank you so much for being here on a Thursday.
Yeah,
Thank you
thanks
for having us.
I want to start like right at the beginning because the show's called Sachin Presents. It's all about like introducing you to the world, and I know very little about you apart from the most recent EP. So how do we get started? How do we get from 3 individual musicians to Moodboard as a thing?
Well, we met at music uni in Tilburg. I think we were friends before we started to make music, but then at some point we did like we had this kind of thing in school where we had to like play with different kind of bands and start bands with people. And at some point we just joined, and it made sense because we were friends before and kind of came naturally.
Yeah, we had just been playing in each other's projects for like a while, and we just thought, okay, let's make something that's like equally all of ours, and just put all of our like musical backgrounds and stuff together to make something that we all love, and that's what happened.
Yeah.
Amazing. So were you friends because of your music taste at music school, or like how did you come together? Was that like what bound you together?
Yeah, a bit of everything. Also, I think because of our taste in, like drinking, drugs. I think
We have a lot of this shared passions.
A lot of the same pastimes.
It was not like we all came from very different musical backgrounds.
But we just gravitated towards each other like on a personal level, friends.
Yeah, and I think in all our musical backgrounds there are some like common denominators, like mainly in like sound and like a sense of spaciousness and like that kind of stuff that we really sort of got into.
Yeah, nice. So like what did it first sound like when you played together? Like how did you all
probably very
Bad.
shitty. Yeah, yeah, but we practiced a lot and we got better over the years. But I feel like it sounded very well.
A little bit more like fun and
Jumpy,
jangly
yeah.
and jumpy and like, yeah, I don't know.
just
High energy.
It was just about fun to start with.
Yeah,
I
it
guess.
sounded
Yeah.
very
Like,
careless. Yeah.
Yeah, we started the project just to be like, okay, let's do something that's not like too serious and just like enjoy doing something together.
yeah, kind of get it out of that school phase where you're like you have to
Yeah.
be in a band for the
Right.
sake.
Yeah. Exactly.
What was the worst band you were all in during that phase?
I had a very shitty project that was like
Name and shame.
no, I'm not gonna name names or so, but it just didn't work out. Like everybody had different, like it was kind of like a hip hop meets like trip hop kind of thing.
I don't even remember.
Fair.
What?
And it was just like it just nobody could really agree on what it had to be in, and like it was a school thing, so you had like a couple weeks to figure out like a 30-minute set, and just everything just sounded like something completely different. And
Wow.
you know, like the guitarist was playing in a different band than the drummer, and you know, like it was kind of like nobody was really interacting.
There was literally no connection point at all, and you just kind of
Yeah.
threw it into a melting pot. Yeah.
I think we all did a couple of those things before it ended up playing in Moodboard.
Yeah, and then you probably were practicing with Moodboard outside of it and kept having to do those
Yeah.
crappy little things as well.
'Cause it actually felt like making music, you know, instead
Yeah.
of just
Having
fucking around trying to find something that's not there, maybe.
Yeah, nice. I'm gonna do one of the most cheesiest radio segues now into another band that you play in, because you sent me this track just before the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's play it. Talk to me about it, and then I'll give it a spin.
Okay, yeah. Oh, wait, right now, yeah.
Right now.
So this is another band I've been playing in recently. It's called Crybabies. We just also got accepted to do Popronde in the fall, so that's really exciting. And this is the completely self-produced new EP that's coming out.
Self-produced. It sounds
Yeah.
great.
Yeah,
Nice.
so, yeah. Let's go.
Yeah, this is crystallized.
You try your best to hide it. Anger filled in awkward silence. Forced talks from politeness. On hands that push down my head. I'll be normal, so love me. There's some Pinot in our glasses. All the laughter has subsided. How's Amy and her children? Is smoothie diet working? I'll be normal. Be normal. Be normal. So you love me, underwater when you watched him. Purple eyes that pierce through my skin. Slip and slide and know what's Snatch my knife and slice right through me. I'll be normal. Be normal. Be normal. So you love me.
Hi, we're Tremans, you're listening to Sachin Presents.
wish you're still here. Same ceiling, same wall, same booty, same call. Same thriller, same high, mood killer, goodbye. Bye, bye, bye. It's always the same. It's always the same, yeah. It's always the same. It's always the same.
Feep, same boat on Operator Radio. Big fans of Moodboy. She actually brought one of your tracks in last month as well. She's
I feel bad for not bringing in one of hers.
Well, I thought
we would have brought this one in anyway. So
it all kind of works out in the long run. But I'm trying to find some music to play underneath us. But what I want to talk about now is to dive into your EP, the one that came out this year, Too Much. How did it come together? Why those 4 songs? And how does it feel having it out in the world? 'Cause it's always a big moment releasing it.
Well, we were just talking about like how everything started in kind of like a cheerful and careless way, and that kind of faded over the over the years. So we started making some music that, I don't know, it's gotten a bit more dark, and Too Much is definitely an example of that. I think it's, you know, being in music and trying to make it work and trying to make ends meet is kind of a stressful thing, and that kind of bled into the music as well. So I feel like it's much more real than the early stuff we did.
Interesting. Is it taking the fun out of playing? Because it still sounds like, and your live shows look like, you really enjoy doing it.
Yeah, of course we love doing it. We love doing it.
I feel like that's a separate thing.
But it feels more like serious, because the first EP we wrote when we had nothing. We were nothing. We were just writing in our bedrooms for fun during COVID, and we were like, fuck it. And then once you start having something, it's like, okay, well, now we're taking it seriously. So I feel like that kind of changes the music into something more serious, but also like in a cool way. Like it sounds more like more decisive, and more like we know what we want to do. We know what like place we're going to, and it's not like as much of a guessing game anymore with how it should sound. So it's also like a good thing.
Yeah, you've kind of identified what you sound like as a trio, and then you're intentionally building something that builds on that repertoire, I guess. And then like lyrically across the EP, like it is quite emotional, and like you can really connect to all 3 of you, I imagine, because I'm not sure if it was one individual that wrote the lyrics, but
yeah, I wrote the lyrics.
Fair enough. So connect to you then in that sense. But I guess when you were carefree writing, was it just about anything that popped into your head at any one time, and then it became more intentional that you wanted to speak about something? What was the thought process?
Well, I think lyrically it's always kind of been about the same things, which is just like growing up in this screwed up world and all of the things that we all feel because of it, feeling out of place, not knowing what you're going to do with your life. The world is fucking crazy and unpredictable, and it's weird. But I feel like in the beginning it was like, the world's weird and I feel like shit, but fuck it, let's have some fun.
Yeah.
And I think it's turning into a little bit more like you can't always like just ignore it. You can't always escape. Like you can't always escape that by doing certain things. So it's like a little bit more serious in that regard too, or a little bit more like vulnerable, because it was maybe a little bit like I don't know, deflecting or something.
Yeah, like there's an ignorance of youth, right? You can just kind of party away everything, and then you don't have to address any of your problems, right? And it's quite brave to address them in the music itself as well. Yeah. Does it bring up those emotions when you play the tracks, when you hear the tracks?
Yeah, and definitely in writing them, it came like that's what really sort of inspired us to keep going with music, you know. So you can definitely feel that. It's
how you process things.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it is.
You know, so it's cheaper than therapy in the end. Like
I think so. Yeah.
Found an outlet for it.
Yeah, it's both.
Yeah, therapy's expensive, but I love that. So then, why did you bring those 4 tracks together? Talk to us about that as a collection.
It's actually 5 on the vinyl.
Oh,
You couldn't have known, but
I'll have to go and buy the physical copy. That's on me.
yeah, that's kind of a thing we do for.
We have a
people
couple in
who
the
come
car,
to
I think.
shows, yeah.
Like in all seriousness, yes, please.
You can have
Yeah,
one.
well,
You can have one.
quite
It's fine.
happily.
Yeah, for sure. But I don't know, like
Oh yeah.
how they came together as a sort of as a whole, as a piece.
Well, it's kind of like songs that we wrote over the course of a long time. Actually, "Wake Up With You" was a song that I once wrote like pretty much before the band even started, and then we turned it into like a band song, and then we kind of wrote it over like a really long period of time, but realized that it all kind of had the same like energy and the same like we felt like it was a bundle of questions. So I feel like all of the songs, like that's why like too much question mark. I don't know. It just feels like a question mark to the world. Like what am I doing? And that's kind of what tied all those songs together. And we were like, okay, these feel like one unit together.
Yeah, it does sound very cohesive, and like listening to you talk about the intentional way that you brought the sound together, that kind of makes sense and adds up. Did you find any answers to the questions that you posed?
Not really. Just more questions.
More
probably.
questions. Just keep on asking. It will
Yeah.
get better eventually. So I'm with every guest that I bring in, ask them to bring in new music they recommend and people they get excited about. And the first track I've got queued up that you brought in is by the wonderful Clintons. Talk to us about Atlas, why you picked that track and what you love about that band.
Well, it's a recent discovery for me because I read the person who did our artwork is called Maha, and she from Maha Zine, and she makes like her own zine, and she actually had an interview about the Clintons and about like activism and stuff in her zine. So I was like, okay, well I gotta check it out, and then this is the first song I put on, and it's just been like my on repeat song. So I thought I gotta bring it in.
Just before we play it, talk about activism with the Clintons. One of the things that's really funny in the UK, which I don't think has made it over to the Netherlands as news, is on all BBC radio stations they're not allowed to be called the Clintons. They have to be called KLTNS, which
Really?
is obscenely hilarious.
Why?
They're
But why?
filtering the word clit out of BBC radio.
But with a K.
Yeah, exactly.
That's diabolical.
It's nuts. But then this is the BBC that won't say it's a genocide as well. So there's all these
Yeah,
other things
okay,
about
yeah.
that. So it kind of tallies in
So
that.
they do pick music from the scene, and then they don't allow the scene to be
The
what
scene-
they
what-
Exactly. Kneecap have suddenly dropped off their rotation.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Magically.
Of course.
Who would have guessed? But that's a whole other story. But
Big black conspiracy.
no, it is. Let's give Atlas a whirl, shall we?
In your absence, in my sleep, promises we made to keep for the betterment. What's a
and you're listening to Sachin Presents.
Run another block with your heels bleeding. It's just a scratch, boy, only a feeling. It's just a feeling. It's just a feeling. Only a feeling. Not a big deal then. Lock it up, everyone knows you're dealing. You got a nice sweater, you look good stealing. And when you know what you want and what you believe in, you can run back here, back to the feeling. It's just a feeling. It's just a feeling. Not a big deal then. It's just a feeling. It's just a feeling. Only a feeling. Not a big deal then.
I really like letting that one play all the way out. It's just a beautiful little tune. It's by a band called Community TV. The track is called Rabbit Run. Saw them play on Monday night for Indian Town, which was a really, really lovely experience. But Mood Board are still in the studio. I've not scared you guys away too soon.
Not yet.
We're actually having a really interesting conversation off mic, which would have been really nice to talk about. But I actually want to drag it back up because you played a London show at Coco. What was it like standing on that enormous stage at this iconic venue? And
honestly, it felt pretty natural to me. Not trying to be cocky or something, but it's just like when there's like a stage like that with a crowd like that, it's kind of like, it gives you energy to play a good show as well, and it feels good.
Yeah, for sure. Like those things, they're always really like kind of scary and stuff, but then once you do it, it's just like, I don't know, you get that feeling like you should be a rock star, and then you can do it naturally more than in like a smaller venue or something. I feel like it does come a little bit more naturally or something.
Yeah, and the crowd was just really sweet, and I feel like when you don't see all the individual faces right in front of you, it's just somehow also
that actually makes it easier. Yeah, you've got no eyes to stare back at you and like gauge their reaction.
And I also just remember like this stage was really high, and
true.
But staring at all that red and the chandeliers, it was surreal, and it felt a little bit like we felt misplaced, of course. Like, but it was.
And there was so much like light from the front that you also didn't really see what was going on in the crowd, which was nice.
And so then you just do what you practice doing, like muscle memory. You can play the set over and over again with your eyes closed, I imagine, right? So, wow. And what's the coolest place you played in the Netherlands then? Like, what's bucket list? Because I imagine Paradise is up there on the bucket list.
Vera.
It's up there. Paradise is definitely up there.
What's Vera?
Vera is in Groningen, and it's like
sick. That's that iconic one that.
Yeah, like the place where Kurt Cobain asked.
The other way around, right?
Courtney Love to marry him, I think.
Or the other way
they
around.
spoke on the phone, but it has all these legends that happened there, and
So
loads of
sick.
people have played there.
I've not heard that legend. Like I'm still yet to get further north.
Yeah, Courtney Love proposed to Kurt Cobain, I think, from the artist residence there.
That's so sick.
Yeah, and it's
People
like,
go
it's-
pay homage.
But every cool band has played there at some point early in their career. Most
And
of
it's
the
just
time.
such a nice place, and like they make all these like posters, and there's so many artists working there, and everyone working there is a volunteer, and it's like just such a cool energy to be there.
Yeah. Because I spoke to Real Farmer about the Groningen scene, and they were just raving about how tight it is. From your experience of making music in the Netherlands, what's it like? What's the community like? I'm endlessly obsessed with the groups of people that make music, like particularly coming into a country as a Brit, like trying to get into the scene. Like, what's it like? Very general, open-ended question.
Well, in Tilburg, where we started to make music, it is like I'm not trying to shit on Tilburg, but it is kind of lacking in a way if you'd compare it to probably Rotterdam or Amsterdam.
Yeah, there's not a huge band scene,
Fair.
but
But the few people that are there and present and making music, they're very great. But we feel like we're mostly sort of doing our own thing on an island there in Tilburg, which is.
but you're
maybe-
still because the Netherlands is so small, you're always connected to each
Yeah.
other, and like we're friendly with so many other bands, and it's all you end up playing with so many bands, and it's always lovely to see each other, meet each other, and listen to each other's music, get inspired. So yeah, I think it's pretty tight knit community.
Yeah.
Everybody knows each other, and if you don't know each other, then you know somebody else who like it's the lines are shortened in that regard, and it's really nice to see people again and like sometimes have a drink after a show at that.
Yeah, sure. And like just when you go to see another show, there's bound to be somebody there. You know, right? Yeah, that 6 degrees of separation thing. Like you're gonna know somebody who knows somebody and have a nice bit. Yeah, because it's something that I've found quite fascinating in like the connection between different cities. Because if you talk to a Bristol band or a Nottingham band or a London band in the UK, they're very protective of their community. They're not just like, oh no, it's cool, I love going to play in Nottingham. It's like they want to play in their hometown the whole time.
But I think that's also maybe because the towns are like a bit bigger and also more separated. Like here, like and also in the UK in general, I think the indie scene is so much bigger. Like here, it's already all quite underground. So like if you want to play, you kind of have to play everywhere, otherwise you just don't get to play. And everything is also so close by that like, you know, the longest drive you could possibly have is like 3 hours for a show.
True.
And that's like, so it's
the
so much
transport also
easier
works
also
as well.
to just travel around and
Yeah, you
like,
could not stay limited to
yeah.
one city to also make music and sort of
Yeah.
connect with people.
Yeah.
It's a really good point because like, and also just the train system being affordable as a thing, like to get from Bristol to get to Bristol from London costs you like 75, 80 quid, and so like you're just not all
I
doing
mean, it's
that.
pretty
It's pretty
expensive here
expensive
too,
too.
but not like that.
From
definitely
Tilburg
not.
to Amsterdam, like return ticket is at this point also 50 euros or something, and that's just for like an hour and 15 minutes. Yeah, it's like 24 euros there and 24 euros back, just for like an
Okay.
hour and 15 minutes in the train. So it's getting worse here too.
Yeah.
Interesting. I've got an odd frame of reference because like my office is in Den Haag, so I got the train over from Den Haag and it cost me €5 to get here, and that's like a tube fare. And so I was like, that's kind of pretty. That's pretty great.
that's
You know,
great,
can't get annoyed about that. And also, if my boss is listening, yes, I have to work to do this. But yeah, so and then with this scene, are you also you're obviously playing in another project. Are you all involved in other bands and like filling in? Like, how does it work in that respect?
I feel like we were, but I sort of gave it up for a moment, for a while, just to focus on this for a while. I mean, yeah, you can still do that if you have time, if you can make time.
Yeah.
But I find it hard to write for multiple things at the same time, so I feel like this is kind of like taking up all the creative energy for me at the moment, but maybe that could change.
Yeah, I guess it's different people. I guess like how many different trains of thought you've got going. Like if you want to put down something different, then you find a different band that suits it. But if
Yeah.
you're just like one track minded, then
Exactly.
it becomes harder to do that.
yeah, I do some like engineering and things like that.
Nice.
So then like audio engineering, obviously. And I noticed for me that actually like fuels more of my creativity because I get to see a lot of other bands play and like see how they do things on stage, things like that. Like I've noticed how that makes me feel better about what I'm doing as well, and that with mood board, things like that.
Amazing. Love that. It's just like constantly researching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And because it's something different, it doesn't drain the creative energy that you need for the thing that you're doing. So it's like they kind of like complement each other, except time wise, because it's like, you know, it's always like it's the same time. It's evenings, weekends, things like that.
Yeah, exactly. You got to do it in the same spot. But I get it. Like particularly when you're writing the type of music you say you're writing at the minute with that introspective looking, like really draining your emotional chords. You can't do that all the time, all day, every day. That's not a thing.
Yeah, maybe some people can, but I find it hard.
You're gonna get strung out eventually. I think you got to do it sustainably. But anyway, I want to play some more music you brought in, and you brought in some legends of this here city, Rotterdam. The library card was well actually. Talk to us about it.
Well,
We love library cards. They're so cool live. It's so explosive
Yeah.
and so poignant. You get sucked in and like mesmerized by their live show. And this song is amazing.
yeah, and it's a very unique kind of setup they have,
so
and
one of a
they
kind.
sound so huge for like a 3-piece, 4-piece actually, but like only one guitar, and I don't know, they're such genuine cool people, and I just this song it's insane. I love it.
Yeah. Not a lot else to say really. It's just fucking epic.
We're the New Eves, and you're listening to Sachin Presents.
When was the last time that I could do what I wanted? Piece by piece, I lost all control. If you fill up a bucket drop by drop, how long will it take till it overflows? Won't you be my savior? I've been looking at time like flying bullets weighing over my head. If I can fill up my pockets, will it be worth it? What can I say? But I've made my bed. Gotta sleep in it now. Gonna lay myself down patiently. Couldn't leave, couldn't bear to stay any longer. Tell yourself that it's not your choice. Lose your mind in a fight you forgot that you started. Kill yourself while the ball still rolls. Won't you be my savior? Won't you break my ankles repeatedly? Won't you be my future? Kick me while my back hurts. Grind your teeth. When was the first time that you could do what you wanted? Don't think it's that long ago. If we could change anything from the moment it started, would I still be so damn miserable? When was the last time that I could do what I wanted?
Blonky, Made My Bed on Operator Radio. Another recommendation by Moodboard. Wonderful little tune that. What by an incredible band. Yeah, thank you so much for bringing that in. We realised while we were having a cigarette that we have raced through time and we're into the last 10 minutes. So just thank you so much for coming in,
Thanks for
firstly. For those that have listened to this and enjoyed the show, where can they find you next? What's the things to do to follow up, first and foremost? So make sure you get that in before we...
Well, we have this great social thing on Instagram, which is
Oh, cool. I've not heard about that.
It's this like
not really
small
cool,
startup. It's not fully ethical.
Was it that thing that happened before TikTok? That
I think so. I think
Yeah.
that's like it. I think it's that's where the people who aren't like fully Gen Z are on.
Yeah.
So if you're not fully Gen Z, you can find us there. You could also find us on TikTok. That's also possible.
But you shouldn't.
Which is your ethics that you choose more? Which one's better?
I'm pretty sure we made an account on that like new social media that's like ethical and stuff, but I forgot what it's called.
Oh, is that Blue Sky? Or no?
Maybe that one.
Yeah, I
maybe
think
another
that's the
one.
one, yeah,
Is
yeah.
it? Is what?
Well, there's multiple actually, but I don't know.
Anyways, that's where you can find us.
Yeah.
We're also doing a couple shows. We're going to be playing a couple shows in Germany, in Berlin with
Yeah.
Indian Town.
Oh.
Forgot the date, but
The 11th of July.
the 11th of July.
Very nice.
Just remembered it.
It's amazing. That voice in your head just gets really loud.
It's just really awesome. Oh, crazy. It works really well.
The 030 charity show.
Yeah, so and we're playing support for Mother in 013 in Tilburg. Yeah, 013. And that is going to be on the 8th of July.
It's going to be a great few days for you.
I feel like that's going to be really, really fun. So if there's probably still tickets, so
yeah, God, sick, nice, amazing. Well, best of luck with the shows, and then
thank you.
I've got to ask, because what's on the horizon release wise? Are you recording? You writing? What can we expect from Moodboard in the future?
So we're writing mainly right now, a lot of cool songs, and we hope to get them out somewhere in the course of the next year and a half, 2 years.
Just give it, thanks for the nice specific for me. That's great. And are they in the live set already? Anything?
Oh yeah. Some of them, yeah.
So sick. So that's just more of a reason to make sure that you're
For
using
sure.
this. What was the name of that app called? You said Instagram to follow them out and then go from there.
Yeah.
Sweet. I'm really conscious that I want to give all the bands that you selected a shot as well. So you've got Bowl queued up.
Yeah.
Tell us something about this as well before we disappear, because I want to make sure we share the love on some great music on the show.
Well, I remember a day when we were like very hungover, watching them play alongside next to a skating bowl.
Yeah, literally at the side of the skating bowl, like yeah.
That's sick.
And then they went bowling with people, and it was just like this crazy
Like
moment.
people had to line up as pins, and then the front singer like ran through them during a drop, and it was just so funny that it cured our hangover, and we were happy days.
It was the singer of bowling in a bowl. It was like it was a
Made a
crazy
very,
situation.
very
Like it sounds very absurdist, but it was really.
It's a great music video. It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Wicked. And why this particular track as well?
It's a good one. I just like it the most. I don't know. Can't say anything more about it.
Sweet. Well, Moodboard, thank you so much for coming in.
Thanks for having us.
It's been a true joy. And we'll finish off with a couple of tracks before we go, but this is Bowl The Weight.
Half of me is smelling like sweat. Half of me like deodorant. Half of me just got out of bed. Half of me didn't watch till the end. And my head is telling me to count all these thoughts that are not allowed. But I'll keep dragging you around, all safe and all sound, but you're taking too long, and I want to go. Well, you're taking too long for me to come. Oh, well, you're taking too
Bowl with The Weight on Operator Radio. Thank you so much for listening to Sachin Presents on your Thursday afternoon. I'll be back in a month's time. I believe the date is the 3rd of July, and I will have another wonderful band in tow. They go by the name of Honey I Am Home, and I'm going to leave you with their track today. This one is called Wishful Thinking. Thank you so much for being with us. Thank you so much to Mood Board. They are such gorgeous people. Please go check them out and enjoy the rest of your Thursday and your weekend. Much love.
That's the end of the show. Thanks for listening. See you next